My name is Maya. I am a librarian. This library is my home. It is my kingdom. Here, everything has a place. Every book has a number. Every story has a beginning and an end. It is safe here. It is quiet. I love books. I love the smell of old paper. I love the weight of a story in my hands. In books, I can travel to far-off lands. I can meet heroes. I can feel great love and deep sadness. Then, I can close the book, put it back on the shelf, and everything is safe again. My life is like that. Safe, quiet, orderly. People come in. I help them. I find the book they need. They say thank you. They leave. I stay here. In my castle of books, silence is my friend. But one Tuesday, the silence was broken. A little boy came in. He was maybe 7 years old. He had bright eyes and messy hair. He was not quiet. His shoes squeaked on the clean floor. He came to my desk. He did not ask for a book about dragons or space. He looked at me and asked, "Do you have a book about a happy person?" I smiled. "Of course," I said. "We have many happy stories." I led him to a shelf full of adventures and fairy tales. He looked at the books. Then he looked back at me. "No," he said, "not a story. A real person, a book about someone who is happy, for real." I did not understand. I told him, "The people in these books feel happy." He shook his head. His eyes were very serious. He said, "But are you happy?" The question was so simple, so direct. No one had ever asked me that before. I was the keeper of stories, but I never thought about my own. I just stood there. I had no answer for him. And in that moment, in the middle of my safe, quiet castle, I felt a small crack begin to form in my walls. The boy's name was Leo. He started coming back every day. He never checked out a book. He would just walk around, look at the shelves, and then come to my desk. He always had a question. One day he asked, "What does the rain feel like? Not in a book. To you." I thought for a moment. "It feels wet," I said. He giggled. "No, what does it feel like? Does it feel like sad tears or like dancing?" I had no answer. I always stayed inside when it rained. Another day he asked, "What is the best tasting food in the whole world?" I said, "I read that Italian food is very popular." He said, "But what do you think? Have you ever eaten something that made your whole body smile?" I thought of my simple sandwiches, eaten alone at my desk. I shook my head. His questions were small, but they felt very big. They were not about facts or stories. They were about living, about feeling. I was an expert on the stories of others. I knew about the brave knight who saved the princess. I knew about the scientist who discovered a new star. I read their lives. I organized their adventures on my shelves. But my own life? It was an empty book. A book with a beautiful cover sitting on a shelf, never opened. One afternoon I saw an old couple sitting at a table. They were sharing a newspaper, their hands touching. The man whispered something and the woman laughed. A real, beautiful laugh. It was a sound my library was not used to. I felt something in my chest. A deep ache. It was loneliness. I had read about love 1,000 times, but I had never seen it so close. I had never felt it. Leo saw me watching them. He came to my desk, He whispered, "That looks like a good story." I nodded. He then looked at me and said, "I'm still looking for my book. I think I am getting closer." I did not know what he meant, but I knew his daily visits were changing me. He was not just a boy looking for a book. He was a mirror. And in his reflection, I saw a woman I did not recognize, a woman who was waiting for her own story to begin. One day, Leo came in, but he was not smiling. He was holding a notebook. It was not from the library. It was a simple book he had made himself with a cardboard cover. He walked to my desk and put it down. His hands were trembling a little. "I need your help," he said. His voice was small. "My book is almost finished, but it's missing the last page." I was confused. "What book is this, Leo?" He pushed it toward me. On the cover, in a child's handwriting, were the words, "The story of the sad queen in the castle of books." My breath caught in my throat. I opened it. Inside were drawings of me. There was a drawing of me putting a book on a high shelf, my face serious. Under it, Leo wrote, "The queen puts her dreams up high, so she cannot reach them." There was a drawing of me eating my sandwich alone. Under it, he wrote, "The queen eats stories, but her heart is still hungry." There was a drawing of me watching the rain through the window. Under it, "The queen loves the sky, but she is afraid to feel the rain." Page after page, he had drawn my life, my quiet, safe, empty life. He had seen everything, the loneliness I tried to hide, the sadness I never spoke of. I felt tears welling in my eyes. He did not see a librarian. He saw a queen trapped in a castle. He saw me. Then came the twist. I turned to the last drawing. It was a picture of me, still at my desk. But in this picture, the front door of the library was wide open. The sun was shining outside. Birds were flying. Under the drawing it said, "And then one day, the queen." The rest of the page was blank. Leo looked at me, his eyes full of hope. He said, "This is the missing page. I don't know how the story ends. I thought you could tell me." My heart did not feel broken. It felt open. This little boy was not just looking for a story. He was trying to help me write my own. He was offering me a pen. He did not want to read about a happy person. He wanted to help one become happy, and that person was me. I stood there for a long time, holding the story of my life in my hands. A story written by a 7-year-old boy. He taught me something that a million books never could. A story is not something you read. It is something you live. Your life is not meant to be a book on a shelf. It is meant to be written, page by messy, beautiful, and unpredictable page. I looked at the blank page. And then one day, the Queen. I knew what I had to do. I walked to the front door of the library. I took out my keys. For the first time ever, I locked the door 1 hour early. I put a small sign on the window. It said, "Closed for a story." I walked outside. The evening air was cool. I took a deep breath. It did not smell like old paper. It smelled like grass and possibility. I did not have a plan. I did not have a map. For the first time, I was not following a story. I was letting one happen to me. I walked to a little cafe and bought a coffee that smelled wonderful. I sat on a bench and watched people walk by. Families, friends, lovers. They were all writing their own stories. And so I ask you, what story are you telling yourself? Is it a story of, "I can't"? A story of, "It's too late"? A story of, "I am too afraid"? Are you living in a safe castle, watching the world through a window? Please listen to me. You are not just a character in a story someone else wrote. You are the author. You are holding the pen. The past is a chapter you have already read. You cannot change it. But the next page is blank. It is clean. It is yours. So what will you write? Will you finally feel the rain? Will you taste something that makes your whole body smile? Will you have that hard conversation? Will you tell someone you love them? Don't wait for a hero to save you. Don't wait for a sign. Your life is asking you the same question Leo asked me. What happens next? Go on, pick up your pen. The world is waiting for your story. Leave a comment, share your thoughts and your own experiences. I read every single one, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe for more real stories. This is Zen Day, where untold stories find a voice.